Hey Circle Gatherers, Miss White Wolf here. It's been a while, so I thought I'd do a video, seeing as it's New Year's Eve. This is a perfect opportunity to do a little bit of magic. And if you've not been participating in any of the 13 nights or Omen nights or any of those Yule nights that have been happening, don't worry, you're not too late. You never are too late. You could still participate in those, I suppose, but I have something that I wanted to share with you that you could do this evening, and it's quite easy, to tell you the truth. So some people will be lighting bayberry candles tonight. If you have a bayberry candle, it's a good time to do it. The quote goes, "A bayberry candle burnt to the socket brings food to the larder and money in the pocket." So that's a good reason to burn this. However, if you don't have a bayberry candle and you want to do something a little bit different, you could just use a plain old white candle. This is actually one of those emergency candles from the dollar store, but if you have a white taper or anything, a chime candle, you could use that as well. What you want to do, if you're using it for witchcraft purposes, is cleanse the candle. So you could run it under cold water, or you could run it past some smoke. I've already used a bay leaf, and I have ran this candle through that bay leaf smoke. Bay leaf is a great thing to use for purification. If you don't have a bay leaf and you have a cinnamon stick, you can use that too. You could probably use thyme, if you had fresh thyme. Anyway, lots of things that you have in the house that you could use. So that's an idea for cleansing. Once you're finished cleansing, you're going to anoint the candle. So if you don't have anointing oil, don't worry. You don't need special anointing oil. You could use plain old olive oil, like what I have here. So you're simply just going to anoint it and charge it, however you like to charge it. Usually if you're charging it out, it means there's something that you want to go out into the world. If you're charging it back this way, it means there's something you want to come to you. This New Year's candle I'm doing is to be rid of some things and to welcome items in. So I'm going to do it both ways, going out and coming in. I'm going to do it 6 times. Hopefully I'm counting the right amount. I'll do it one more just for good measure. A baker's half dozen. Anyway, so I have a candlestick holder. If you wanted to, you can inscribe in the candle, but I have a spell written out, so I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do with this candle is I want to light it, and I want it to go all the way down. I have written down some items that I want to be rid of for 2025. It's 3 items to be rid of and 3 items to welcome in. So I'm not being too ambitious, because I think that's set for me. That would be setting myself up. And I have a plan, so if I need to do this again, then I'll do it again, or it's just not meant to happen. We'll see what happens. I could do some divination work if things change, but anyhow, so the 3 items that I want to be rid of, I'm going to, in my spell work, and I'll actually read out the incantation I have for you. You can use it if you like, and if you don't want to, that's not a big deal. You can say the 3 things you want to get rid of, and then say the 3 things that you want to welcome in. The thing that you need to remember, though, is that whatever it is, there's going to be work involved, because in order to get rid of something, you have to sometimes bring in items or bring in things that will help you be rid of them. So let's just say one of my examples is less scrolling. So I'm one of those doom scrollers. It's horrible. It's a horrible habit, and I need to be rid of it, which probably means I have to limit my time on my social media. So I need to plan for those things. So in order to get rid of something like that, I need to actively plan and actively do something that's going to help me stop that behavior that I don't like. So there's other things here, but same idea. I'm going to have to think about what it is that I have to do in order to be rid of those things. And then I have 3 things that I want to welcome in. They might seem easy to welcome in something new, but one of my items is more moving. I don't move around as much as I used to. So I'm not just going to say, oh, I'm going to move more, and then just kind of give it to Great Spirit to let that happen. That means I have to come up with a plan about how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to make it a good habit. So whether I have to do it every morning or every evening, I have to incorporate that into my life so it actually becomes something that just automatically is something that I'm doing and something I'm finding good out of. Magic is magic, but you still need to do the work, the physical stuff on the outside with it in order for it to work. So I am going to also, I wanted to let you know, once I've lit this candle and recited the spell work, I'm going to follow it up with some tarot. So, you know, you could do a card for every month. That's fine. You could do a card for every 2 months. You could do a card for every quarter. I'm going to do a card for every quarter because I want to be able to revisit this spell work, and I want to see how things are working for me and what I need to change, and if I need to light another candle for something, some sort of benefit that I want to bring in or to get rid of something that's hindering from actually reaching my goal, well, then I can bring that in you know, the next quarter. So if I do this now, it would have been great to do this on Yule, because of course now the sun is waxing. So this is perfect time to do it, but it doesn't matter if the sun is waxing or waning. You're kind of working with both of those elements anyway. So I'm going to follow it up with my quarterly tarot. And then after I do that, I'm going to journal. So I'm a planner. I'm a Capricorn, so I like to plan. Okay, this is what I want to do. So how am I going to fit this in? I don't want to be too ambitious, but I don't want to not be ambitious either. So I'm going to try to carefully plan that in. As you can see, I've got a little bit of gray hair, so hopefully I have a bit of wisdom and knowledge, things that have worked and haven't worked for me, so that I can actually make this happen. So the spell work that I have here, and I will actually write it down in the description below if it's something that you decide to do, is I light this candle and ask the God, Goddess, Great Spirit, whoever it is you work with, to help me be rid of the following habits if it is for my highest good. And then I'll light the candle. And then just kind of watch it burn for a little bit and think about those things that I don't want in my life as much as they are. Think about how it makes me feel whenever they're there. And I want to think about how it's going to make me feel to let those go. I'm holding on to those things for a reason. So it will be good to let them go. And then I ask the God, Goddess, Great Spirit, whoever it is that you work with, to welcome in the following actions if they are for my highest good. And then I read those 3 actions. And then I will watch the flame and I will think about how it will make me feel to see that I am doing some of these things. Like, one of the things I want to do more is more crafting. Now, that could be a lot of things. I like fiber work. I like to cook. I like to bake. I like to do some garden work. These are all crafts. So I want to bring that into my life more because I've been stagnant. As you can tell, I haven't been around. But there's been some good changes, and we're coming into a 1 year, and my personal number is 1. So this is a great time for me to do this. Anyhow, and then the last verses, I ask this in perfect love and perfect trust. Blessed be. Like I said, I will write that down in the description. Feel free to use this if you want. It's a great thing to do New Year's Eve, but if you miss it New Year's Eve, you haven't missed it forever. Don't feel like everything has to be done at a certain time or that's it. Just wait for the next new moon and do it then. Or do it on a Sunday. Do it on a day that do it the first day of the month. It doesn't always have to be perfect. You know, cunning folk and magical people, spiritual people, they don't always wait for the magical moment to do things. Sometimes it just happens when it happens because it has to happen. And if you remember that, then you're always going to be successful because that's a positive outlook on things. Anyway, I hope you find this useful, and I hope that you're having a great New Year's Eve, and all the best for 2026. Many blessings to you.